Hello, class.
Morning, Professor.
Morning. Sorry I'm a bit late today. Welcome to Business 101. My name is Professor Mazarian, and today we're discussing about the Volkswagen ethical issue, like agreed on. Any questions so far?
Could you do a recap of the Volkswagen ethical case, please?
Absolutely. Actually, I prepared a quick video for you guys. Just freshen it up for memories.
Once the world's top automaker, Volkswagen has fallen to number 2. One reason? The company admits it rigged 11 million vehicles worldwide to cheat on emissions tests. Here's a breakdown of the scandal, blow by blow. A group of scientists at West Virginia University discovered that Volkswagen was using software in its diesel cars to cheat on clean air tests. The software detects when the car is being tested. The engine then runs differently, making emissions seem cleaner than they ordinarily are.
Alright, so that was the video. I hope it refreshed your minds. Any specific questions now regarding the case? Anything? Yes.
Sorry, sir, for how many years this case went for?
It's been in kind of an ongoing case with more than one occurrence since 2012 until very recent years. And that actually leads to my first question to the class. How do you guys think that impacted Volkswagen?
They lost around $15 billion of market value. 11 million vehicles were affected, and they had to pay as a fee $25 billion.
Yes, that is correct. And as you can see, class, it has a big impact on the company. They were massively affected, and that actually leads to my second question, which is how do you see crisis planning in this? Do you think they were prepared? Do you think they planned for a crisis? They didn't? What did you do differently?
So first of all, in the first days they didn't have a crisis planning because in front of the lawyers and everyone it should be seen they didn't have planned for that it wasn't on purpose, this incident, the whole scandal. And then, but in the later days they described this as for themselves as a method, it's step by step. So they repaired all the cars which had this technology inside which caused the scandal.
It's actually very well pointed, because on the one hand they had to plan, but on the other hand they couldn't, because otherwise it would look obvious into the investigations. And that is a really big problem in the company, and there's no correct answer here. It's really a dead end, if you may say. However, that leads to the next question in the class, which is, what would you do if you're ahead of planning at Volkswagen at the time? And how do you see planning and strategy in this specific case of Volkswagen, but also to any kind of management, any kind of companies? I guess.
So, personally speaking, I think there's two ways to manage this situation. As a company as big as Volkswagen needs to behave in an ethical manner, and Volkswagen behaved in an unethical manner as they treat the system to try to make more profits. In my personal speaking, I will always follow the rules and the regulations. Maybe they could create another car, an electric car, without getting in all this trouble, making the product of their car go up.
That's very well pointed, and as Pato here illustrated, Mr. Marker, planning and setting goals and strategy.
Sorry, sir. We understand the conflicts, but do you think the companies go too high for Volkswagen?
Absolutely. And when you say conflict, you got it exactly right. They do have a conflict that is the money part, market share, and maintaining profits against the ethical part of the decisions. Like he said, it's always good to follow the rules, but sometimes some situations they push companies to a limit where following the rules it's not appropriate anymore. In this case, the emission standard and the maximum emission they could produce by car, maintaining their performance and their low prices, was unachievable. So as a manager, you're going to be put in situations like that all the time, where sometimes the goals are too high and you still have to deliver. And that's what can lead to sometimes some unethical and seemingly wrong decisions, but the problem is way deeper, as we used to say. And problems are going to be very complex. And it's up to you as a manager to make those decisions for a company and pick which is the best way to follow. And you're going to be put in the hard spot many, many times, I can guarantee you. And that actually leads to my next question to the class, which is, how do you see the different decision-making models in Volkswagen? Like, which one would you pick for like such a problem like this, or as a manager, as your preferred one?
I would do the administrative model because it would maximize profits while we wouldn't be doing the right thing like Volkswagen was doing. We wouldn't be checking the emissions of the cars properly or whatever they were doing. We would be maximizing profits and giving our investors and our stockholders the best prices for their stocks, and they would be getting dividends for whatever they're purchasing, and it would just be the best financial decision for Volkswagen, even if we're not doing the ethical part of the business.
Yes.
I disagree on that because like here I would say we have the political model because like the managers had just like a short amount of time to reflect on alternatives.
Very interesting. You pointed at the political and the administrative model. And as you can see in this class, not everyone agrees. There's no right answers. Someone was more focused on the financial part of the situation and increasing profits at all costs, while others are more concerned about doing the right thing and the effect that they might have in the company. And that really goes to your personality. There's no right or wrong in this question. Of course, some situations there are better decisions, but there's no right or wrong. And since we're talking about this, I want to know, let's say that you're the manager of Volkswagen. Now, how do you follow up to this situation? Yes.
This is a very sensitive topic for the company because they're going through a lot right now. It's a big scandal, and they're looking forward to fixing things. But the first step that we should do is sending out a statement to our clients, apologizing to them, and letting them know that it's time to pay up. In America alone, there was 1.5 million people who were affected by this matter, and we're looking forward on giving them out $500 each to our clients who are affected by it, and we're looking at a number of $250 million that we're going to spend in America alone. And in the next following days, there will be 9 managers who are going to be suspended, who are mainly involved into this matter. So the overall cost of this scandal, we're looking to about $25 billion. $10 billion will be given to the people who are affected by this matter, and $2 billion will be spent to promote zero-emission vehicles, and $2.7 billion for the environment cleanup. So as our company moves forward from this tragedy, we're looking forward to shifting into autonomous vehicle and self-driving cars, electric cars.
Very good answer. I don't think I can add anything to that. It was a very elegant solution. You covered all parts from financial to a little bit of marketing and brand image, and I believe that's a very good answer. You should be hired to Volkswagen actually. Yes?
Sorry, can we talk about Bitcoin?
I like Bitcoin personally, but unfortunately we're out of time. So we're going to have to save it for next week. We're going to be talking about what Volkswagen actually did, how they handled the problem, and Bitcoin as well. Thank you.